Before I start the analysis, मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी that this is a compilation video of yesterday's and today's current affairs from the newspaper. Now let's start with the analysis. आज का सबसे पहला टॉपिक है A Start for North-South Carbon Market Cooperation. So on September 17, 2024, the European Union and Vietnam agreed to develop a plan to link their carbon markets, marking an important step in international climate cooperation. Sorry, it's 2025. September 17, 2025. So such market linking can help reduce global greenhouse gas emissions by enabling their countries with higher abatement cost to purchase cheaper reductions elsewhere. Linking markets between developed, that is the north, and developing, that is the south, economies is viewed as crucial for achieving global climate goals at lower cost. So it would allow private capital to flow into the emerging economies for emissions cutting projects, accelerating decarbonization. Vietnam has already introduced an emissions trading scheme, that is the ETS, to regulate industrial emissions and prepare for integration. The EU's interest reflects growing demand for international offsets, especially as its domestic emissions cuts become more expensive. India is building its own carbon credit trading scheme, that is the CCTS, which may eventually serve as the basis for cross-border trading. So challenges include differences in monitoring standards, institutional capacity, and regulatory frameworks between the countries. Harmonizing measurement, reporting, and verification, that is the MRV, and rules is essential to prevent double counting of emissions reductions. Developing countries can gain technology transfer, finance, and capacity building through such cooperation. Successful linking could emerge as a model for other North-South partnership, unlocking large-scale global decarbonization. Next topic, a new chapter. Turkey must ease restrictions in the Kurdish region and release the Öcalan. So the Kurdistan Workers' Party has announced it will withdraw its fighters from the Turkey to northern Iraq, marking major progress in the peace efforts between the Kurdish militants and the Turkish government. Although the group previously threatened armed resistance, its leadership now proposes achieving its goals through the democratic politics. The PKK, which has fought an insurgency costing tens of thousands of lives, seeks greater Kurdish autonomy. Its imprisoned leader, Abdullah Öcalan, jailed since 1999, continues to influence negotiations from the prison. So President Erdogan has responded by appointing a parliamentary commission to examine the Kurdish issue, but the PKK remains banned as a terrorist organization in the Turkey. So for peace to last, Turkey must implement legal reforms guaranteeing amnesty, political participation, and cultural and linguistic rights for the Kurds. Without clear laws, fighters risk being stranded in Iraq, undermining the public support matching the PKK's disarmament, and with the irreversible reforms, including Öcalan's release, could end the conflict and stabilize the region. Next topic is the Dogri language losing resonance in India. So Dogri, an Indo-Aryan language spoken mainly in the Jammu, is experiencing a steady decline in the usage despite being included in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution in 2003. ये इम्पॉर्टेंट है कि डोगरी लैंग्वेज को किस समय, किस ईयर में इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में इंक्लूड किया गया था और किस स्केड्यूल में. तो 8th स्केड्यूल में से इंक्लूड किया गया था एंड 2003 में से इंक्लूड किया गया. तो दिस इज एन इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रीलिम्स फैक्ट. So a UNESCO report previously listed it among the vulnerable languages, and concerns persist due to its reduced presence in education, administration, and daily communication. Surveys indicate that younger generations increasingly prefer Hindi and English for socioeconomic mobility, while Dogri is mostly spoken by older people. Urbanization, political changes, and lack of governmental promotion have further weakened its status. So although initiative exists, such a Dogri departments in universities, Sahitya Academy support and increased literary output, the language's public visibility remains limited. So the scholars argue that Dogri needs stronger policy backing, wider adoption in schools, and more representation in media and technology to survive without active revitalization and intergenerational transmission. Dogri risks further erosion and could become another addition to India's long list of endangered languages. Next topic है India's maritime global trade to get a boost with proposed Great Nicobar project. Shah. So Union Home Minister Amit Shah announced that India's proposed $5 billion Great Nicobar infrastructure project will significantly boost the country's maritime global trade. The plan includes a power plant, transshipment port and airport, aiming to raise India's port handling capacity from 2,700 to 10,000 million tons per annum. Despite criticism from activists over the environmental and forest rights concern, Shah highlighted India's strategic coastline of 11,500 km, maritime contribution to GDP, and growing leadership in the Indo-Pacific. At India Maritime Week 2025, ministers noted efforts to reduce the logistic cost and announced rupees 10 lakh crore worth of agreements to strengthen the sector. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका साइक्लोन सेटो क्रॉस कोस्ट रेड अलर्ट इन 16 आंध्र प्रदेश डिस्ट्रिक्ट. सो साइक्लोन मोंथा इज़ very likely to cross the Andhra Pradesh coast between Machilipatnam and Kalingapatnam around Kakinada on Tuesday evening or night. As a severe cyclonic storm with a maximum sustained wind speed of 90 to 100 km per hour, gusting to 110 km per hour speed, the Indian Meteorological Department said on Monday. So there is a red alert being issued for 16 districts in the state on Tuesday. अब यहाँ पर अगर हम बात करें तो यूपीएससी के कंटेक्स्ट में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट हो सकता है. सो यूपीएससी के कंटेक्स्ट में द इम्पॉर्टेंस लाइज इन द साइक्लोन, एक्स्ट्रा ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लॉन्स, टेम्परेट साइक्लॉन्स, ट्रॉपिकल साइक्लॉन्स, दीज आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इनके जो स्ट्रक्चर्स हैं उनको आप डीपली स्टडी कर लीजिएगा. उसके अलावा जो नेमिंग होती है साइक्लॉन्स की, वो किस बेसिस पे नेमिंग होती है, ये सब चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट है. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका आप एमएलए detention under the PSA denounced during the debate in Jammu and Kashmir Assembly. So the prolonged detention of Aam Aadmi Party legislator Mehraj Malik under the Public Safety Act, that is PSA, stirred up anger in the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly on Monday. अब यहाँ पर जो important है that is the PSA Act, Public Safety Act. इसको आप deeply study कर लीजिएगा with respect to UPSC. नोट्स बना लीजिएगा because this is very important. So मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगी कि PSA Act है क्या. तो PSA एक्ट बेसिकली एक प्रिवेंटिव डिटेंशन एक्ट है. बेसिकली ये अलाउ करता है गवर्नमेंट को टू डिटेन अ पर्सन विदाउट अ फॉर्मल ट्रायल इफ़ दे आर कंसिडर्ड अ थ्रेट टू पब्लिक सेफ्टी और ऑर्डर और नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. सो 3 months तक का एक्सटेंडेबल रहता है पब्लिक ऑर्डर एंड 12 months तक सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द स्टेट के लिए ये डिटेन किया जाता है विदाउट ट्रायल. सो इसके बारे में दैट इज़ वाई एम सेइंग कि डिटेल में पढ़ लीजिएगा बिकॉज प्रीलिम्स बेस्ड इसमें क्वेश्चंस आ सकते हैं PSA में. इसमें डिटेंशन विदाउट ट्रायल 2 चीज़ों में. सबसे पहला डिटेंशन विदाउट ट्रायल फॉर अप टू 3 months, दैट इज़ फॉर पब्लिक ऑर्डर, और ये एक्सटेंडेबल है कितने भी महीनों के लिए. देन 12 months का भी रहता है फॉर सिक्योरिटी ऑफ द स्टेट, जो कि मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया. सो देयर इज़ नो लीगल रिप्रेजेंटेशन बिफोर द एडवाइजरी बोर्ड एंड डिटेंशन ऑर्डर्स कैन बी इशूड बेस्ड ऑन द सीक्रेटिव इंटेलिजेंस रिपोर्ट्स. तो ये सब इंपॉर्टेंट है, दिस इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. इसको आप ज़रूर पढ़ लीजिएगा और नोट्स इस पर बना लीजिएगा क्योंकि इस पर प्रीलिम्स बेस्ड क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका द रेस फॉर ग्लोबल लीडरशिप इन साइंस. सो ग्लोबल कॉम्पिटिशन फॉर साइंटिफिक एंड टेक्नोलॉजिकल लीडरशिप इज इंटेंसिफाइंग with the US witnessing setbacks while China rapidly advances. So recent US administrations have cut basic science funding, terminated over 10,000 grants and reduced budgets for major agencies like NIH and NSF. Additionally, the programs supporting the global health and vaccinations have been withdrawn, threatening the scientific progress and weakening America's research pipeline. So these cuts are contributing to a brain drain, with researchers leaving US universities and a fewer international students enrolling, representing both talent and economic loss. So in contrast, China has greatly increased the investments in science and technology. Since the mid-1990s, it has expanded the R&D output, improved the quality of the universities, and attracted academic talent. So Chinese institutions now produce a higher share of the top cited scientific papers than the US, particularly in AI, physical sciences, chemistry, and engineering by 2024. China accounts for nearly 40% of the global AI publications. So China's national policies, such as the Science and Technology Innovations 2030 strategy, prioritize breakthroughs in emerging fields, aiming to enhance military capabilities and geopolitical influences. Analysts warn that this sustained momentum may shift global innovation leadership, shaping the economic and technological balance of the 21st century. Next topic is India welcomes Gaza peace plan, wishes for an early end to Ukraine war. Jai Shankar. So, at the 20th East Asian Summit in Kuala Lumpur, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar supported deeper maritime cooperation in the ASEAN region. He stressed that prolonged conflicts like those in the Gaza and Ukraine worsen the humanitarian suffering, disrupt food security, energy flows, and global trade. India welcomed the Gaza peace initiative proposed by Donald Trump and called for an early end to the Ukraine war. Jaishankar highlighted supply chain reliability and equitable energy access, criticizing selective practices. He emphasized building resilient solutions and multipolarity through honest global dialogue. He also reaffirmed India's commitment to strengthening cooperation with us. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका साइक्लोन मोंथा मेक्स लैंडफॉल रेन बैटर्स सेवरल पार्ट्स ऑफ द आंध्र प्रदेश. साइक्लोन मोंथा के बारे में आप रिसर्च कर लीजिएगा. उसके अलावा जो नेमिंग पैटर्न है इसके बारे में मैंने पहले आपसे डिस्कस कर लिया है. देन वन मोर फैक्ट कम्स ओवर हियर जो कि स्टेट रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस पे आ जाता है अंडर डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. स्टेट रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस, स्टेट प्रिपेयर्डनेस, ये जो NDRF है, SDRF की टीम्स है, किस तरीके से कोऑपरेशन में वर्क करती है. उसके अलावा जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट अथॉरिटीज़ है, हाउ डू दे वर्क, तो ये आपका डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में ये आ जाता है. सो प्लीज़ डू स्टडी विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू दिस ऑल्सो. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक है आपका इक्विप दैट स्टिंग्स बट ऑल्सो इंस्पायर. सो इस आर्टिकल के बेसिक कंटेक्स्ट के बारे में बात करें तो ये डिस्कस करता है अबाउट द इजरायली हिस्टोरियन युवल Noah Harari's phrase, humans are hacking the software of life. It reflects on how societies must adapt to fast changing technological and social transitions. Key idea की अगर हम बात करें तो modern capitalism depends on constant innovation, especially in the biotechnology, AI, neuroscience and social engineering. So these innovations are reshaping the work, identity, consumption and social relations. Technological disruptions, biotechnology की अगर हम बात करें तो enhances the human capacities through gene editing and medical advances, raises ethical concerns around the designer babies, data privacy and genetic discrimination. Artificial intelligence की भी बात की गई where this automates the skilled labor influencing employment, education, governance, warfare and surveillance technologies, creates new inequalities based on the digital access and data ownership. Neurotechnology merges biology and computing, potentially influencing the behavior and cognition. This raises concerns over the autonomy and mental privacy. Now, what are the social consequences of this? Societies face identity crisis, misinformation, addiction to digital tools, and weakened community bonds. Public policy struggles to regulate emerging technologies. Now, if you talk about economic implications, innovation determines the national competitiveness. Countries unable to harness these changes risk stagnation and unemployment. What about the moral and political challenges? Democracies must balance liberty, dignity and innovation, requires responsible governance, ethical codes and inclusive education. So the article urges adaptive, ethical and human-centric approaches to technology as the world transitions through unprecedented change. Next topic है आपका math is not a tool for cultural nationalism. The University Grants Commission draft undergraduate mathematics curriculum has drawn criticism from over 900 Indian mathematicians who argue it contains serious academic flaws that could harm the students' prospects. Concerns include an overemphasis on the ancient Indian contributions while neglecting the modern applied mathematics and other global influences. Critics warn this approach risk turning mathematics into a tool for cultural nationalism by highlighting Indian heritage and sidelining the intercultural evolution. Scholars argue that mathematical knowledge is universal and emerged through exchanges among the multiple civilizations, including Babylonian, Egyptian, Greek, Chinese, Arabic, and Persian. Attempts to portray mathematics as culturally exclusive are historically inaccurate and may lead to pseudo-scientific claims. Such revisionism could undermine the scientific rigor and distort education. While acknowledging pride in indigenous achievements like the Silva Sutras and Aryabhat, experts emphasize collaborative global growth. The article concludes that safeguarding academic integrity and scientific reasoning is essential in a democratic education system. Next topic है आपका trade talks with EU reduce the outstanding issues, says Goel. So foundation laid for balanced and robust agreement, says Minister after meeting with the counterpart. High-level EU team to visit India next week. So India and European Union have significantly narrowed the differences in negotiations for proposed India-EU free trade agreement after the 3 days of talks in the Brussels. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal described the discussions as intense but productive, noting progress on outstanding tariff and regulatory issues. EU Commissioners Maros Sefcovic said talks were held in an atmosphere of transparency and trust. Though further work remains, key sticking points include the tariffs on agricultural products, European car exports to India, and the EU's carbon border adjustment mechanism. So, a high level EU trade team will visit New Delhi next week to conclude the technical negotiations. Both sides aimed for a balanced and mutually beneficial agreement. So this is the last topic of the day. Setting up an early warning systems for the Himalayas poses unique challenges. So मैं अगर इस टॉपिक के बेसिक कंटेक्स्ट के बारे में बात करूं तो क्लाइमेट चेंज एंड रैपिड डेवलपमेंट हैव इंक्रीज द फ्लड्स, लैंडस्लाइड्स, क्लाउड बर्स्ट एंड ग्लेशियर लेक आउटबर्स्ट, जिसे शॉर्ट फॉर्म में GLOFs भी कहते हैं, इन द हिमालयन रीजन्स. सो रिसेंट इंसिडेंसेस इन उत्तराखंड एंड सिक्किम हाईलाइट राइजिंग वल्नरेबिलिटीज़. की चैलेंजेस की बात अगर की जाए तो फ्रेजाइल टेरेन है. फ्रेजाइल टेरेन की वजह से जो भी सेंसर्स प्लेस किए जाएंगे, इंस्टॉल किए जाएंगे, उनकी एक्टिविटी हैम्पर की जाएगी, एक्टिविटी हैम्पर हो जाएगी बिकॉज ऑफ स्टीप स्लोप्स, यंग माउंटेन्स एंड द सीस्मिक एक्टिविटीज़. ऑल्सो देर इज़ हार्श वेदर लाइक स्नोफॉल, हेवी रेन्स, एक्सट्रीम टेम्परेचर्स, डैमेज इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स. दिस विल डैमेज द इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स एंड डिस्टर्ब द पावर. रिमोट एक्सेस भी है. Many villages, many valleys, they lack roads and network connectivity, slowing maintenance and data relay. So data scarcity की अगर हम बात करें, limited historical data affects forecasting accuracy. What is the contributing factor? Infrastructural expansion, rapid tourism, glacier retreat, accelerating lake formation, altered hydrology due to warming. Now, what is the role of technology, which has been discussed over here? AI or ML models can predict risk hotspots using the satellite imagery. Hydrological sensors to monitor water levels. Infrasound sensors detect the ground vibrations. Radar-based flood sensors improve the monitoring. And mobile-based alert platforms enable the village warnings. What are the successful examples? Bhutan's glacial lake monitoring saved the entire villages. So the Indian employing Doppler radars and AI pilots in Uttarakhand did the same. So what are the policy gaps? Lack of integration. With lack of integrated Himalayan-wide network, need to merge meteorology, geology, hydrology and community knowledge. What are the recommendations which are being given over here? सबसे पहले establish 1 early warning systems per valley. Regular community training drills, expand real-time data networks and prioritize national funding. So that's all for the day. Here I end my analysis. Thank you and have a nice day. I request you to like, subscribe and share my channel.